So I'm going to even explain more why I have no patience for doctors, for nurses, homeopathics, allopathics, nutritionists, naturopathics. I absolutely have no patience for anyone in the medical holistic industry at all whatsoever. Oh my God, I have no fucking patience for it. I'm serious. Now I'm going to substantiate you like you would not believe. Because I get the bigger picture now. I get the bigger picture, even more so. And could you even believe there's a bigger picture to be gotten given the last couple of days? Oh, but there is. Oh, but there is. This whole fear of salt, yeah. Well, when you're taking in salt, whether it's salt water or jelly juice or salt in high sodium foods, yes, it's a preservative, so it preserves you on some level. And yes, it also is a tension releaser, or it releases excess fluids. You know why we have obesity in our world? You can blame the people. That's what people do. They blame the person for being obese. Oh no, it's because of the recommendations from the medical holistic system. Oh, you got to have a low sodium diet. So when you have a low sodium diet, you retain fluids, because then what happens is, well, you also retain fat and everything else, but you retain fluids, or you're so skinny that there's nothing to you. So it'll go either direction. Um, I know, John, I know. But you retain fluids, and so when you eat salt, it builds more fluids, right? And then you're like, oh, I can't eat salt because it makes me bloated, it makes me this. Well, no shit. Well, drink some water. Oh, that makes me more bloated. And so there's a period. And so here's the thing: unless you have an intention to deal with your symptoms of bloating. Why do you have bloating? Because it's the anti-diuretic hormone. See, when you are on a low sodium diet and then you add sodium to your diet, then yes, the anti-diuretic hormone is going to kick in and it's going to bloat you. People don't like feeling, the bloating. So they stay on low sodium diets, they stay on low fat diets, and so they're depriving themselves and they end up in the hospital, right? And the body obviously needs electrolytes, but they infuse the electrolytes in a specific way where it actually bypasses the first lines and second lines. So then you're all stabilized thinking everything is great, and you go home and everything comes back again and you're still obese, you're still underweight, you still have issues, you're on low sodium diet. So then when a person has cancer and they're obese, this is a freaking kicker. When a person has cancer and they're obese and they're trying to eat salt, they have to stay away from salt because it makes them bloat. Because then what happens? Oh, it cuts off their airway. They can't breathe. So then they got to turn to a CPAP machine. Okay. CPAP machine opens up the airways because of the bloating. But if you have an intention to deal with bloating, and eventually in your body trusts that you're going to also give it water, nutrients, and everything else, the bloating will subside. But nobody wants to see through that process. As soon as they start feeling bloating, and yes, it sucks that you can't breathe. But that's the thing. If you have an intention to go through a process of dealing with your cancer and all that stuff, and you also are obese and it's hard to breathe, yeah, you're going to have to use the medical industry. But guess what? The medical industry puts you in this situation to begin with. With all of the nips and the tucks and all vaccines or whatever. I'm not even going to go after the vaccine industry. I don't really give a shit about them. The thing is people are not prepared to deal with evolution. And every single time they feel some kind of pain of evolution, they go to the medical industry and suppress the evolution. Or they go on a diet, low sodium diets, low fat diets, low sugar diets. And then when they finally want to reverse all their shit, they have to go through hell to reverse all their shit. And yeah, you're going to have to use some aspects, but even the medical industry will actually come up short at the end when they don't have any more little shortcuts for you. And this is where the doctors and the nurses become callous, they become evil, And they're like, well, we can't do anything more for you. That's it. We can't do anything more for you. And actually, I think they enjoy it. I think they enjoy the fact that they had their heyday with you for however many years. And then and there's nothing left they can do for you. Oh yeah, they're heroes when you still have life in your body and you don't want to feel pain. But then they become the fucking enemy at the end of your line. And then people are like, oh, well, you tried your best, doctor, whatever. No, you didn't. They kept damaging you all the way from the point of when you went to them because you had an issue. They kept damaging you. They kept draining your fluids, which, yeah, I get it, but they could have just given you a bunch of salt, get a bunch of water, given you a CPAP machine so you can breathe. Maybe you do some waterfalls so you can release a fluid instead of having somebody taking out fluids, draining you. Oh, I'm telling you, I have no love or respect for any freaking doctor, any nurse. I don't care who the hell you are. You better stay far away from me. Because you are damaging not only your friends and family, but you are damaging your patients. And then you want to be called a hero. And then you want to be called a hero. You ain't no freaking hero in my book. Oh, hell no. And if I lose friends over this, I don't really care. Please take yourself off my Facebook. Please do. Because I would rather start over again with the right kind of people in my world than have to deal with looking at you knowing that, yes, this information's out there and you're not willing to do anything about it because guess what? The money's too good. The money is too fucking good. And so, yeah, you'll sacrifice your husband, your wife, your friends, your family because of money. The money. It's all about the fucking money. It's not about life anymore when out there in the medical holistic industry. It's all about the fucking money. Yeah, vaccines can save a person's life if they have enough life in them, but they also can destroy somebody. But hey, how are you going to know? It's all Russian roulette when you don't prepare people for the atmosphere. And you mischaracterize the viruses, and you mischaracterize salt and sodium and nutrition. And you instill the fear of everything in their environment. And that's how they're able to wield so much control over you. And so, yeah, some of you are young, you're millennials. You're like, oh yeah, nothing's wrong with me. I'm okay. As you're dealing and battling with your diseases. Oh yeah, some of you are in your stable, cured state. You're doing your job. You're meeting your goals. You look cute for now. But you see in your predispositions, you see what happened to grandma. You saw what happened to mom. But no, you're not going to make the connections because right now it's about making the money. Right now it's about living your youthful life. Right now it's about making your goals. As if tomorrow will never come. Oh yeah, the future is now. I got a sense of probably listening to this in the form of goosebumps. Yeah. Oh yeah, John. I'm probably, I've gotten some insight on what actually goes on in the hospital. I've got some people giving me some information. And I'm telling you, when you allow your body, because you've kept going to seeing your doctor, oh, I'm in remission, not for fucking long, you're not. But when you go keep seeing your doctor and your nurse friends and all of that, and then you end up where they can't do it, they can't drain anything more out of you. They can't even do any more chemotherapy or radiation on you. And they're like, well, we can't do anything more for you. All we could do is give you some morphine. All we could do is give you some morphine and some painkillers. And we got to go to the next patient to go and destroy. That's exactly what goes on in these hospitals, especially in oncology. Oh, but oncology is connected to all the other units in the hospital. Oncology is like, oh, let's see how well we can make ourselves a hero for a second. And then, well, they'll pass them on to palliative care and hospice. Hypocrisy is the Hippocratic Oath on so many levels. It is so right there in your face. Remember, everything is hidden in plain sight, but it's all about manufacturing context. Yes, John, you're right. Context. There are the cons of the text, and then there are actual legit context. But remember, the word context you're absolutely right. The context of the medical holistic system is a manufactured context to basically destroy people, but pull out every single energy. Basically, you're energy harvesting. And that's not only in energy of the body, but also in the money. It's all about the money in the medical holistic industry. And that's why it's such a huge industry right now. Everyone's getting into it. It's basically the predominant thing over here in Ohio. Well, we have the steel industry, the trucking industry. We have, a lot of blue collar workers and moving dirt and doing stuff. And then we have the medical system. I think most of the people that I know around here are somehow affiliated with the medical. Well, yeah, because everyone around you is passing away and you're making money off it. Oh, joy. No one has any hope for the future because they're all dealing with everyone in their medical issues. And then their joy is the fact that they're in remission from their medical issues. Oh, then if you don't want to deal with your medical issues, then you go get drunk at a bar. You go use your cannabis. Oh, joy. Oh, fucking joy is that. So it's definitely been a very eye-opening last couple weeks, last couple days. And I'm hot. Not hot like being cute. I'm just really seeing the medical industry for what it really is. Yes, better life through chemistry when you can upgrade someone, but they have to be able to handle the upgrades. And if you don't prepare them to handle the upgrades, how the hell are they going to trust your recommendations of a therapeutic, a mass therapeutic because of a new viral entity? But that is the whole point. There is something nefarious. Now, I can prove it. It's going to be very interesting to see how these doctors out there that deem themselves fucking saviors respond to it. But I don't really care. They are so narcissistic. The doctors out there are so narcissistic. They are so full of themselves. They deem themselves as some kind of death god, but they call themselves life gods. That's the hypocrisy. That's the Hippocratic Oath. Oh yeah, I'm going to save your life by destroying it. That's right there in your face. That's what your friends and family are doing. That's what they're doing to you and your kids. And you still accept it. You know why? Because they're your friends and family. And the system was set up that way precisely so you don't say shit because they're your friends and family. You don't want to lose connections. You don't want to lose social standing. You don't want to lose the money. Oh, yeah, they got you between a rock and a hard place where you know something is wrong, but you can't say shit because your whole household is built on the backs of everyone in your neighborhood because of what you recommended and all the procedures that follow up to oncology or outright just someone just dying outright. Oh, but it was their time. They did it to themselves. They ate this Burger King. They ate this GMO. That's how these medical people are going to blame the patient because if they actually took responsibility, if the medical industry, the nurses, the doctors actually took responsibility, they wouldn't have a paycheck. They would be ousted from the American Medical Association so freaking quick. So, I was brought here to expose this bullshit. I had to have been brought here to expose this because I don't know how a person from my background would be able to substantiate, first of all, the root cause is the way you characterize viruses. That's the root cause. And so when you mischaracterize viruses and symptoms and the food supply and salt and sodium, it's so easy. It's so easy to control a fearful person that's just trying to make it in life. And when they feel a pain, you're like, oh, I'm going to be your savior. I'm going to take it away. Oh, but you can't use salt to take it away. I'm going to use a machine. I'm going to take a scalpel. I'm going to cut you up. That's violating somebody's body, mind, and spirit. That's like medically raping somebody. Holy crap. And people accept that. Of course they do. Because they don't want to feel the pain. They don't want to evolve. And they don't want to get out of their own damn way. And they put so much credibility in the medical system. Only because you saw the little wins. The manufactured life expectancy. Oh, yeah, you're only supposed to live maybe less than 100 years. Oh, I got cancer. I got this. I got that. Oh, my God, you're going to die. Which, yeah, because you haven't been prepared to deal with the with the viruses that triggered it. And so when they stop the pain, they become freaking heroes. No, they stopped your evolution. And they took years off your life. Chemotherapy, radiation, cannabis, all the different drugs have taken years off your life, and your body's fallen apart. Your operations, from the heart attacks and the bypass surgeries and the strokes, all that stuff that you're taking so you don't feel the evolution, has taken years off your fucking life. And you want to call them heroes? Oh, but you're supposed to die. That's how they get you. Is that you're supposed to die. You should be afraid of salt and sugar and food and nutrition and everything else. You shouldn't feel pain. Oh, and viruses. Oh, and viruses. And viruses are like demons. You've been had. All of you that are against the J juice, you've been had. Good luck to you. If you're not going to do J juice and the J juice mentality, good freaking luck to you, because these viruses are so extraordinarily strong. You're not going to be able to deal with that shit. And you're going to be turning to the holistic allopathic like as if it was water. And it's going to take you down even more and notches until there's nothing left. Oh, but you'll be okay with it, because you'll turn to your drugs and your alcohol and your sex, or whatever the hell it is that you deem to be distract you from reality. And you'll teach your kids to destroy themselves too. Oh yeah, don't worry, that's already in the loop. You already have grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and family and community to reinforce the death programming. So it is what it is, but you've made your bed. Now you have this information. And now you got to lie in it. And I have absolutely no respect for the medical industry or the holistic or anyone that's in Reiki, yoga, or any of that bullshit therapy that you're trying to sell to people because you're trying to take away their pain. You're part of the problem too. Bye.